What's up, guys? Today we got this 1570 main plate chucked up on the mini lathe. You can see some wear. The barrel arbor goes. It's been worked on before there. So I just decided to just replace that that worn out barrel arbor hole on the main plate with a nice bushing. So this is how we do it. This is a cutting. This is our little cutter here. It's very sharp and goes in like that. And it lines up right to where the barrel arbor goes. Specific tool for this specific job. So now I put even pressure and some consistent turning. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the cutting edge of it. I don't want to wear out this tool here because we'll probably never be able to get another one. But yeah, I just push evenly in, little turn at a time, nice and smooth. You can see some swarf building up, some curly brass shavings, and you can see that there's a number 2 on this chuck that holds the movement, and we'll talk about that later. But once I work that all the way in, make sure it's good. Now what I want to do is rotate the chuck to the number 2 position. This has number 1, 2, and a 3, and just basically gives you 3 points of centeredness, just to make sure that the hole is nice and centered. And so you do it again, and it really does, you could feel it just cutting a little bit more. This mini lathe really rigs up the movement super solid, and I mean, you wouldn't believe the tolerances on this simple machine, just so perfect. So I do all 3 positions and now I use a new cutter. This one is just to clean up the inside of that hole I made. It's a 3-piece cutter, and it's right here. Let me just show you a good angle. Not exactly in focus, but maybe you'll be able to see it in a minute. So you just basically go over the same work you did with the other cutter. And this one actually cleans up the hole real nice. It does do some cutting. And you want to hit all 3 sides too. So that's that. That's that for the mini lathe, but there's little sharp edges, so I use this little chamfering tool, create a super small chamfer just to get all the debris out. There's not even a chamfer. I really don't want to make a chamfer, but that just cleans up all the burrs on those edges that we made. Yeah, these edges are really crisp, so I just like to make sure there's no debris. This just cleans it up a little bit. Now, to install the bushing. It's a really hard brass bushing, and it's made just for this purpose. The tool and the bushings. It's a real thing. So, just get that situated, and we'll push it in. You know, you don't want your main plate wearing out on these spots, because then the wheels don't run straight. It's creating more wear, more debris. So I'll push this in quite generously. I'll have to take a look at it, but I'm pretty gentle when I get it pushed in at first, just to guide it in, and then I'm going to push it all the way down. But until then, we'll just see what I'm doing here. Just double checking. I want to make sure that it's level, so I push it down a little more than I needed to. Then I flip the movement over and just end up pushing it flush to that lower side, right where the old main plate used to be. So now we also have bushing for the top. Can't forget the top. You can see there's a wear, a little half circle crescent there. That's nice to we just go ahead and replace that bushing. These watches don't get serviced every day, so might as well just do it when you can. And there's our new bushing. Just plug it in just like the last. It's actually pretty lucky that this bridge already had a bushing in it, because sometimes you gotta drill that hole yourself. But that'll be for another episode, maybe. Used to do a lot of those by hand. So now I get the flat stump back in there. Now I gotta check the end shake. Now that's a pretty good end shake. I'm going to have to tighten that end shake up. But what I really want to look for is make sure that the barrel's straight, parallel, and that we got enough space so that that barrel isn't going to be rubbing on the main plate or the bridge. And looks like we're clear on both sides. It looks a little even. Pretty good work. But I'm going to tighten that end shake. And that's going to be it for today.